welcome guys, and congratulations on this movie and being here at TIFF. What does it feel like to have your movie here at the festival?
It's exciting because there's a lot of yeah, you take it.
There's good stuff, you know, whispering about it, and we premiered in Venice, and so I think all of us kind of could take a breath after it got some excitement, and now we can just really enjoy what Toronto, you know, being part of Toronto's film festival. I think it's amazing, and it's my first time in Toronto. I think it's beautiful here, and it's you know, it's exciting. It's an honor to be in the film in general, and then to have it be doing pretty well. I think we're just like, or you know.
Well, I think it's pretty cool that you guys get to be, you know, a part of a movie with Whit, Stillman, writing it, and it's been so long since he's done something, and it's one of the funnest films I've seen in the festival. It's very smart, very witty. I wanted to ask you both, when you read this script, what was your reaction, Adam?
Well, you know, he's got such a specific dialogue, all his own, and such a unique voice. And then I just think I think he's like a brilliant writer. I enjoy it so much. I think it's so enjoyable and funny on the surface, and then it's funny below the surface too. But there's he crams it full of so many ideas. It's just so rich with thoughts and philosophies and connections and metaphors, and there's just really a lot to sort of think about and laugh at and take away from it. All his movies and scripts. So it's one of the few scripts that I've done where, you know, you can catch new things on repeat readings and then ideally viewings of the movie as well, which you know, so, that to me is actually really rare. So yeah, I just thought it was just an honor to get to be part of such a well-written thing.
And these characters are all so quirky in a different way, and with you and all the girls in it, they think that they know it all. And what appealed to you about your character?
She's very skeptical of the whole thing. She kind of plays the audience. She brings the audience kind of the base morality of the piece, and then she plays so opposite of Greta Gerwig's character Violet. And I think that she's not in that whimsical state of mind, and she is questions everything, and I liked her because she goes through so many different points with several different characters, and I kind of looked at it as it'd be fun to see how I, you know, put myself into those and try it out. And again, to get to act opposite of such a whimsical character, and then to find my reality in it, I think that kind of attracted me to my character.
Everybody's character sort of changes in this, and kind of like not who they are.
Yeah.
And for Charlie, he's like this suave, smooth guy, you know, sends a girl over a drink. I mean, does that even really work in real life?
I don't. I'd be the wrong. I don't know. I've never done it, but I imagine it in the right time and place. It can at least. It's a commendable enough thing. As I think Violet says, drinks are expensive. You know, perhaps college kids are known for their stimulating conversation. Perhaps he wanted to have a good conversation. Anyways, yeah, no, everyone. It's a movie about everyone sort of creating an identity for themselves, where they find themselves at college and they're in a new environment where they don't really have a past and they can kind of reinvent themselves. And then I think one of my favorite things about Whit's writing in general, not just the sort of fictitious backstories that some of these characters give themselves, but the actual way he subverts almost every cliche and archetype. You know, there's a main character in it that you think is kind of a sleaze, using his religious beliefs disingenuously to bed women, and in fact, in interesting ways. And in fact, it turns out that's not the case. And right when you've lost, you know, right when you're convinced that that person's really amoral. He, in fact, was completely genuine in his religious convictions. So I find that it's very hard to tell in his movies who's going to end up with who,
right.
and who's sort of morally superior. And he's got a lot of affection for all his characters. So really, there's no bad guys in his movies. There's no scapegoats. And I just think that's such a nice world that he creates, full of all these rich characters that you end up feeling for all of them.
And then soap is the answer. I like that part.
And then soap and tap
soap
dancing.
is, you know, a bar of soap just solves everything. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, Whit has a wonderful knack for turning serious issues into something, not turning them into, but approaching them in light ways, and then taking kind of mundane or things that we would find irrelevant, ridiculous, and putting emphasis on them. And he really makes us kind of think differently about certain situations. As you said, it's, you know, he flips the stereotypes. One of my favorites was the DU guys and the fraternity, on how typically they're seen as terrible, or drunk, and of course that's there, but he makes you realize, he takes the audience and goes, but they're morons, so you kind of have to feel bad for them. It's not their fault that they're doing that, and it's just a different perspective that's, I think, adds to the cleverness of it.
And you work with a bunch of girls on set, and, you know, what was that experience like? I mean, it can get catty with a bunch of women.
You know, it never did. Ever. And I think the wonderful thing about the film also is, I don't think enough films emphasize the sisterhood that girls can have, and the support system, and that's in the film, and that was on set always.
Yeah, the guys were catty.
Yeah.
Guys were
always stealing each other's jeans and
stealing our.
It was reversed. What was it like working with Greta?
I was such a fan. I love Greenberg, and I think she's so great in that. And then this is so nice because she's really sort of cast against type in this a little, and I think she pulls it off so well. And it was so nice to see someone that I'm such a fan of to kind of, again, play against that, but play a much more rigid character, and at the same time completely soften her and humanize her and warm her up, the character of Violet. It was a real treat. I'm very fortunate.
And tell me about those musical numbers. I mean, that was a little fun, quirky addition. Was that fun to shoot?
It was fun to shoot.
It was. Sometimes it got a little, not nervous. Sometimes it got a little tedious where they put on the camera, like choreographing it. It was very strangely orchestrated. In pattern?
Yeah, it was done on the fly. You know, it was a very low budget movie, and so we were kind of choreographing it right before you'd shoot it, and kind of, okay, wait, maybe, you know, so there wasn't a lot of time, so it was a little chaotic, I guess, is what I'd say. But I think that sort of adds to the charm of it. It's sort of scruffy edged. You know, it's not the slickest of dance numbers, but I think that, again, is part of its appeal.
You get to show off a bit of skill.
The laughing.
Not me so much, but.
And just while I have you guys here, Adam, you were also in The Oranges. Can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I unfortunately didn't get to see it here. I was in Venice with this one, and but I heard it played really well. That was also another cast I felt so fortunate to be a part of. You know, going in, and I really like there's just so many. There's Hugh Laurie, Catherine Keener, Oliver Platt, Lane Meester, Elliot Shawkat, Allison Janney. There's so many really good actors, and going into it, I was so happy to be Catherine Keener's son. I'm like such a fan, and leaving it, I love Oliver Platt. I adore him. I don't know if he'd remember me. I just think he's great, and it was a really nice experience as well, and it's comedy as well. So I like all genres, and I enjoy them all. But I don't know, minding a scene for a laugh is a true I take real pleasure in that. So I really enjoyed its humorous aspects.
Well, congratulations to you both. You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.